welcome back. So today we are going to be doing brows. I know a lot of you guys have been asking to see a brow routine video or a brow routine post for the longest time already, and I'm sorry I've put it off for so long, but it's finally here. I am going to be showing you how I fill in my brows, and let me just tell you, it's really nothing crazy or special. I really just fill my brows in, and the products that I use are all Anastasia Beverly Hills products. I do alternate between Cella, even my e.l.f. brow kit every once in a while. It really just depends what my makeup is going to be for that day. If I want something simple and easy, I will reach for my e.l.f. brow kit. If I want something a little bit, more dramatic or more bold, then I will reach mainly for my Anastasia. I do have quite a few brow products that I alternate, powders and everything, but I mainly use Anastasia products, and that's what I've been using for the last couple of months now, and I've really fallen in love with them. I know they're pricey, but they are totally worth every penny. I promise you they are worth every single penny. So yeah, that's basically it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and yeah, let's get right to filling my brows. Okay guys, I went ahead and already filled in my left brow, and I haven't filled in my right brow yet, obviously. But I went ahead and filled in my left brow because my left brow is the one that gives me the most trouble. It's kind of a little bit lower than my right brow, and the direction of the hair growth is just different. I mean, it's just a completely different brow than my right brow, and it gives me more trouble. It's I would call it my bad brow, and my right brow is my good brow. So I went ahead and filled it in. I just filled it in. I haven't set it, and I haven't highlighted or anything yet. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how I fill in my brows. So the products I use are all from Anastasia Beverly Hills. I use the Brow Wiz, and mine's in the shade Brunette. It is a pricey pencil, but it is so it's worth every single penny, so I love that. And then to fill my brows, I use the Anastasia Brow Powder, and this is in medium brown. So it looks a little light, but it works really well for me because my brows aren't, as you can see, this is a filled brow. This isn't. My brows aren't super sparse. They're pretty full and thick, so I really don't need a whole lot of product. And then to set them, I use the clear brow gel, also from Anastasia. And I got this all, except for the Brow Wiz, in a kit that included this little number 7 brush, and it comes with an angled side and then a spoolie. The Brow Wiz also has a spoolie at the end, in case you didn't know. And yeah, kind of as I go along, I'll let you know how I go. I am going to pin my hair back so that it doesn't get in the way. Okay, so I first start off by combing my brow hairs. This is gonna, and I try to comb them all up and out, up and out. Now I'm going to take my Brow Wiz, and I use the Brow Wiz to give my brow definition and shape. So I start over at the beginning, and I lightly start filling in, drawing a line. Very lightly though. So just right at the brow, like I don't go above it or below it, just right at the brow. Just like that. And then I do the same to the top. I lightly start giving the shape, and I really don't need it on this brow, but I go ahead and do it because I do it to the left brow. And right up here, I do fill it in a little bit more because my hair doesn't really grow much there. And I go down. So that is how I give my brow the shape. And then I go in with the brow powder. And I use an angled brush. Before I purchased the kit, before I got this brush, I was using just a regular angled brush. This is from Altar Beauty. And it's a nice stiff angled brush. So I take the dark side of the powder first. And I fill in the tail end of my brow. Just take as much product as you need. I like the tail of my brow to be a little bit darker, so I do apply a little bit more product. And then I clean that brush, or just take a new one, and take the lighter side, the lighter brown, the light brown. I take the light brown, and I am going to apply this at the beginning of my brow. And I just lightly stroke it up, very lightly. Just like that. Just lightly stroke it upward, and whatever I have left, I just work it into the rest of my brow. Okay, so that's pretty much what I do. So then I'm going to comb through my brow and kind of really work that product in, blend it out, make sure there's no harshness going on. So now I just try to make sure, I'm going to pin this out of my hair back too, that both of my brows look pretty even. And they pretty much do. So what I do next is I have different methods of doing this. Just depending on my mood or my makeup, I do different things. But I either take a concealer. I like to use the CoverGirl and Olay Stick Balm because it's a really nice balmy concealer, and it blends really, really easily. And it is a tad bit lighter than my skin, just a little bit. And I will carve out my brows. Or I will use another concealer that's really creamy. This is by Eve Pearl. This is a salmon corrector that I use a lot, but this is the concealer portion of it, and I just dip it in there and I really carve out my brow. This I use for whenever I want like a sharp brow. Or if I just want something quick and easy, I will use my Cella, what is this? Ivory Lace Highlighter. That's what that looks like. And it's a really nice creamy pencil that I just apply on my brow bone and blend it out with my fingers. So just depending on my makeup that day or how quick I want to do my makeup, I will decide what I'm doing. Today I am going to go for the concealer, just to kind of show you how I do that. Small concealer brush, I believe. The words have already worn off, but it's a really tiny brush, and it's dirty because I use it a lot. So I just take some product, and I'm going to do my left brow. I will start make sure everything's brushed out the way you want it. I will start at the tail and just right under the line, the shape that I gave it, that's where I will go. You can see that right there, that's the concealer. And I will go up to the front where if I have less product, I will go towards the front. And I will do the same thing. Now I usually do my brows before I do my eye makeup, so try not to mess up my eye makeup too much. So then I take a small concealer brush. This is from Crown Brush, I believe. I normally use my fingers, but since I don't want to mess up my eye makeup, I'm just gonna go for this brush. And this concealer, this concealer does the highlighting portion for you too, so you don't have to add an extra highlighting product or even highlight using an eyeshadow. So, killing two birds with one stone. So just make sure you kind of have it to where you want it. And then you go ahead and do the same thing to the other brow. Just make sure they're pretty much where you want them. Let me see. They look pretty much the same, so now I'm going to comb through them one last time. Make sure they're all nice and even. I'm going to take a tiny bit more. Fill in up here where I kind of blend it out too much. Okay, now I am going to use the brow gel to set my brows. I follow the natural shape of my eyebrows. I don't do any threading, any waxing. I've never had any of that done, so I basically do my own brows. I pluck them, tweeze them, whatever you want to call it. So then I just, the same way, up and out, comb this brow gel in. And the brow gel really helps obviously set your brows, but it also really helps it give a more natural look. It gives your hairs a more hair-like look, if that makes any sense. Okay, so yeah, that's basically how I do my brows. I'm going to go ahead and zoom out and tell you guys how I trim them in. So yeah, that's basically how I fill in my brows. It's nothing special, nothing crazy or anything. I have a pretty good natural brow shape, so I just kind of follow that. So like I mentioned earlier, I've never gone to go get my brows waxed, threaded, or anything like that. I basically do them myself. My mom taught me how to do them, and I follow just the way my natural brows are shaped. I use tweezers and scissors, so I just comb my brow hairs up and I trim them, and the same goes for here. It's just a whole, I don't know if you guys want to even see that or not. It's just a whole different process. It's nothing hard, it's nothing crazy, and I do it maybe once every 2 weeks or just whenever I see that my brows are really needing a trim. But that's how I fill in my brows and trim them and stuff. Nothing crazy, like I mentioned. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know a lot of you guys have been asking to see how I fill in my brows for a long time already, and I'm sorry I've put it off for so long. It's just, I just never had the time to sit down and film it, and I'm sorry it's going to be a long video, but yeah. So thank you guys so much for watching, and let me know what other kinds of videos you want to watch. And yeah, please subscribe if you haven't already, and like this video and share it on social media. Thank you guys. Bye.